Hi guys, it's Katie, and last year my photographer friend Kyle asked me if I wanted to do a photo shoot with him at one of the colleges in our area. I will put the picture up here of us doing that photo shoot last year, hopefully, or maybe it'll cover my face, who knows. Which of course was a dress I made because I love making clothes. Both of these events happened to be kind of around Valentine's Day. Last year it was before Valentine's Day, this year it was after, but it was still kind of close by. So I still wanted to wear something red or pink or in that genre. If you saw my thrifting haul, which I will link down below, I came across a pinkish dress that was a size 10, and when I tried it on, it did not even fit over my head. Like, not at all. So do not trust thrift store sizes. They can say they're whatever size they want, but don't trust them. I always look at formal gowns for their material anyway, and for all the things that they have going on, because those are really where the money is in those gowns, not necessarily in the fit or size of them, because a lot of times they are kind of outdated or they just don't fit at all. Definitely just look at the material and what the dress has to offer versus if you can get it on over your head. So I paid $4 for this dress at the Salvation Army, and when I was looking through Pinterest, I came across this picture and I loved the dress. I thought the girl looked really regal and she looked super pretty, and I love the sleeves on it. The only downside is if you're using material that's kind of stiffer, being able to do this isn't going to happen. And since I was going with my friend, well, honestly, like, why would you ever want to wear something that you couldn't lift your head? Like, why would you ever even want to wear that? That would just be miserable. But obviously, because we were going as the photographers, it would be absolutely unacceptable if I couldn't, like, have a range of motion. That would not be acceptable. So I like that dress concept, but knowing that I couldn't make sleeves that I could use, I decided to go bop into Joann's and see if I could find some material that kind of went with it, that I would still be able to raise my arms. And as you can tell, I love lace sleeves, so I selected a lace material for it. And now I'm going to show you how I transformed it into something different and something that I could wear and zip up. So let's get on with the video. Here is my lovely, fantastic dress that does not fit and I cannot put over my head, but you know, sometimes it's kind of fun just to pose. I grabbed a shirt that I liked the fit of and laid it onto some wrapping paper to use as a pattern. I like this geometric wrapping paper because it gives you a better idea if you're cutting in straight lines when things need to be straight. And here's my pattern. This is actually the back piece, so then I'm gonna lay it out and make a front piece. The front and back are actually gonna be shorter than the original piece, so that's why that's short. I then held it up to myself and realized it was still a little too long, so that's why I cut a little bit off. And then I'm gonna add some darts. So I just cut that symmetrically. Now it's time to pull this dress apart, and again, it's a size 10. I started trying to seam rip out the zipper, but then kind of gave up on that and decided to grab my scissors because I'm not actually using this zipper, so I don't need to seam rip it out right now. And basically I'm cutting apart the top layer, which is kind of the nicer of the two materials, from the bottom layer. And I'm not keeping the top, so it didn't matter how I cut this. I'm now seam ripping the two sides apart. And now I'm going to seam rip the part that overlaps in the front away from the other part. So now I have this long strip that's actually double lined. It's got the lining material as well, the top material, and it's already nice and flat. So I'm gonna lay my front piece onto this so that it'll have the lining built in. And I'm gonna use my rotary cutter to cut out the pattern. Now here's the fun part. The side pieces have to be pinned very carefully because they do not actually lay flat when you're sewing them. So just pin it a lot and kind of take your time. And like I said, go slow when you're sewing. And you want to make sure the material is flat and does not have any puckers in it. And now for the base of the skirt. With my ruler, I measured an even 20 inches all the way around the material. Now for the back piece, I'm taking the top part of the skirt that I just cut free to make the back piece. Now I'm going to cut a straight line across the back of this. I started using my scissors. I don't really know why. I thought this was a good idea, but then grabbed my ruler and my rotary cutter to cut a nice straight line. The neckline was a little too high, so I started trimming it. And then I discovered that the armholes were also a little bit too high, so I did some trimming on them as well. And this is all about trial and error. Make sure to try things on at every step of the process to make sure you're liking the way that it fits. Because I then again had to go back through and cut the arms a little bit more. Now I started pleating the skirt to the top, which does take a little bit of time. And I did this only to try it on and realize that I did not like the way it was fitting and that it needed a waistband, which I did not have. So taking some of the scrap material, I cut out two-piece sections to make a waistband. And then I sewed the waistband onto the top in between the skirt. After this, I then turned over the top part of the dress to make a clean hemline. Now it's time to sew the zipper in. This part's always a little challenging because you really want to make sure that the waistband is even, because you can adjust the top of it, but if the waistband is not even, it looks really bad. And then I sewed in the zipper. Again, I'm not using my zipper foot. I don't know why. Now for the sleeves. Here's kind of your general sleeve pattern. And then I pinned the sleeves on, and again, tried on, make sure it all fits. Yeah, did you put in video of it?
Yeah. Do some twirls.
This twirl?
Yeah.
I don't know. If my videos don't make any money. I don't know. Should we keep this balloon?
It's not going in the car with me.
You can't. Whoa. You can't take this balloon with us?
No.
Oh. Okay. Should we just... So how did it go? Because I'm totally a procrastinator, I found this dress that I used, the material that I bought from Joann's, the design I wanted to make. I had those all in mind weeks before this event actually occurred. And when did I decide to start working on it? I decided that Friday morning, when the event was at 6 o'clock that night, would be a great time to start working on this, and I had to go to work at my normal job, so that left like 3 hours before work and like my hour lunch break to work on this. Don't do that. Don't procrastinate. but I am definitely one of those people who works much better under pressure versus if I've got plenty of time, I just don't do it. If I've got 2 hours before work, that's a great time to start. The day before the event and I have nothing to wear, that's a great time. Yay! But from all 400 of my past remakes, I think that's what makes this process so great, is that because I've made so much in the past, I can now confidently go like, I've got like 2 hours to make an entire formal gown. Let's go for it! And kind of confidently know that it's actually going to work, even though that's terrifying. I definitely had to rush through some of the things like the pattern and cutting and hoping it fit. And the funniest part was I had made the entire dress and I went to try it on and it would not zip. Wouldn't zip in the back, right? Kind of in the chest area, like wouldn't zip up. And my sister looked at me and goes, I thought you made a custom dress. Who makes a custom dress they can't zip up? And I was just like, I cannot believe this is happening. I cannot believe I just made a dress and I cannot fit it. Like, it's so pretty. It has these beautiful lace sleeves. If I put a cardigan on it, which is totally a cheat if you ever make something that doesn't fit, or if your dress doesn't fit in general, put a cardigan over it. No one can tell. But I was like, it'll be ruined. And after panicking for like 20 minutes, taking a deep breath, it zipped. And it zipped just fine. And I had plenty of room in it, so I don't know what was happening. I think I was just panicking. But the original dress from the Salvation Army cost $4, and I did lose the receipt, but I think the lace was under like $5. And I did have to replace the zipper because the one in the original dress had been shortened because of the fact that the girl who wore it was so small, I guess. And I needed more space because mine came up a lot higher. So I grabbed one of my zippers from the thrift store, which I think was 50 cents, which I think I got 75% off of, so negligible. Roughly $10 for a dress that does fit. It just didn't fit when I tried it on the first time. Even my friend who knows that I make my own clothes didn't realize I had made it. Like halfway through he was like, I like your dress. I was like, really? I made it. You didn't notice? Come on. But I guess that's a good thing, because if people can't tell you made your clothes, then it makes it even better, because you can be like, I made this and it looks like a real piece of clothing. It doesn't look like a craft store project, which I think is kind of fabulous. And it did come from a dress that was from a thrift store, so I did not have to buy new materials except for the sleeves, which is, you know, okay. And my little niece helped me, and she was so cute. She said, I want you to make me a dress, and I still have extra material. So for one of the days when I'm not rushed and don't have 2 hours or the hour on my lunch break, I think we're going to make something else out of the rest of it. So that'll be pretty fun. So my shout out for today goes to lunchtime_4, who left a message on my Instagram asking for a shout out. If you would like a shout out, please leave a nice or thoughtful comment down below, as well as the hashtag notification squad, and I will make sure to give you a shout out, because I love you guys and I think you guys are awesome, and hopefully you're inspired to look at thrift stores in a different way, and if you're not super inclined to actually go and like remake stuff, hopefully it helps you find that thrift stores do have good stuff. Even if you're not going to remake it, you can find shirts that you like or pants that you like or something like that. There are things in thrift stores that are perfectly usable, and they could be used and they could be integrated easily into your life. So you don't necessarily have to keep buying new stuff, and we don't need to keep remanufacturing the same stuff over and over again. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, and if you are not subscribed, hit the subscribe button down below. I make videos on Monday and sometimes on Friday, just depends. And I hope you guys have a fantastic week. Bye!